officials warning there could be another military strike in Syria, this coming nearly 24 hours after President Trump launched more than 50 Tomahawk missiles at an airbase where Syrian fighters initiated a chemical attack, killing at least 100 people on Tuesday. And in most instances, the president needs congressional approval before issuing a declaration of war. But according to Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, yesterday's show of military force was, quote, entirely correct. Many other state leaders agree.
The only constitutional requirement that exists regarding war is for Congress to put the nation in a declared state of war. The Constitution does not require the president to get congressional approval to use military force.
We've been following reactions from across the country tonight, including right here in the Big Country. And our Madeline Montgomery joining us in studio tonight. Madeline, this is the first attack on Syria, marks a major shift in the Trump administration. What are people saying?
Well, Randy, local and state reactions are looking in favor of President Trump's move to use force. I spoke with one person who considers himself a pacifist that still supports Trump's use of missiles. Although Syria is across the world, people right here in Abilene are being affected by the conflict in Syria.
What we've begun doing is sending massive quantities of food that go in through the U.S. Air Force Space Available program, and it goes directly to the refugees as well.
Global Samaritan has been sending aid to Syrian refugees for 5 years, and the issues happening right now mean that that aid will continue.
I think everybody's horrified, but there is something we can do. We actually can do something significant. And that's send direct help to people who are helping these refugees.
And although Sims is typically for peace, the recent chemical attack has him agreeing with President Trump's decision to use force on the Syrian government.
I lean toward non-engagement and non-intervention. That's just how I lean. But I understand the military role. I understand when we have to send those missiles into Syria because we're protecting those people and we're protecting our own people. But look at the risk of not engaging. Is you get children gassed with sarin gas. And I can't imagine anybody thinking it would be a good thing to let that sarin gas continue to be at the hands of evil people.
Texas Senator John Cornyn couldn't agree more with the move.
Well, I'm glad to see President Trump take action against this butcher, Bashar al-Assad, who's killed 400,000 of his own people and has now used chemical weapons in violation of international law against his own people, including these innocent children.
District 19 Congressman Jody Arrington also backs the attack, saying, quote, I'm not surprised that Russia and Assad failed to keep their promise, and the world should not be surprised that we now have a commander-in-chief who's willing to hold them accountable. Arrington also speaking on America's forces, saying this is what American strength and leadership looks like, and this is how you deal with terrorists and barbarians. In studio, Madeline Montgomery. Samantha?
Madeline, thank you. Not everyone is in full support of the U.S. attack. The U.S. Secretary General stressing today accountability for Tuesday's chemical attack should be in line with existing international norms.
Mindful of the risk of escalation, the Secretary General appealed for restraint to avoid any facts that could deepen the suffering of the Syrian people. These events underscore his belief that there is no other way to solve the conflict than through a political solution.
But the ambassador to the United Nations saying today the United States is ready to do whatever it takes to send an effective message to Syrian President Bashar al-Assad.
The United States took a very measured step last night. We are prepared to do more, but we hope that will not be necessary.